CBS Sports HQ, it's a new day for the Giants and new general manager Joe Schoen introducing the new head coach, former Bills offensive coordinator Brian Daboll taking over the G-men. Let's listen in.
How's everybody doing? We all right? Look, just a few things here. Thank yous to John and Steve. Appreciate you giving me this opportunity. Chris, who was involved in the interviews, Joe, and the support staff. Had a great visit here, a week, 10 days ago, and just very thankful and honored to be standing up here in this position. I thank the organizations that I've been part of, from ownership to management, to coaches, to support staff, to players. I wouldn't be here without them. And then to my family, my wife, and my 6 kids, my wife Beth, and the whole crew right there. You know, I love you guys. I look forward to this next journey. Got a lot of work to do, that's for sure. But I think that this is a very enticing job to be able to work with Joe and try to create and build something that's very special and long-lasting. Not going to make any promises or predictions, but just, again, very grateful and look forward to working. Came here up on Saturday after I was offered the job, drove through the snowstorm. There wasn't many people in the building. One of them was Daniel Jones. So, you know, that's a good thing for a young player. I know he's excited, and had some coaches in. Did a lot of interviews so far. I'm not going to get into who it is, but you know, I'm done with Zoom. It's been about 40 hours on Zoom the last 2 days, but got a lot of work to do. Look forward to it. Look forward to working with you guys and trying to build something special here. Again, just grateful and humbled for this opportunity. So, if you guys have any questions, you get one each.
Dan Duggan from The Athletic. I'm going to violate your rule. I kind of have a 2-part question.
Already, Dan?
Yeah.
I mean, the first day.
Are you planning to call plays? And then also, can you just describe what your offensive philosophy will be?
Yeah, well, it's going to be dependent on the players. That's the first and foremost. I don't think you can look, each place I've been, in particular, I'd say these last 4 years with Josh, we try to develop a system that was conducive to his skill set, along with the other pieces that we added. That'll be a work in progress. In terms of the play calling, I think that's a work in progress too, Dan. We'll see who the offensive coordinator is, who the rest of the staff is, and then we'll talk about that as we get going through OTAs and mini camps. But it'll be important. That position, that offensive coordinator position, will be an important position for us.
Hey, Brian, Daryl Slater from NJ.com.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
There was a report out there a few minutes ago that you're going to be keeping Patrick Graham unless he gets a head coaching job. First of all, is that accurate? And then what are your impressions of Pat from afar and also from having worked with him in New England?
Yeah, that's accurate. I've had a good relationship with Pat for some time in this league. Very diligent. He's smart. I think the players respect him. He understands different defenses. And I have a good working relationship with him. I did when I was back at New England. Certainly we hope, you know, that he has an opportunity to become a head coach. I think that's everybody's dream. But selfishly, I would love him to be here. He offers a lot to our program. I think he'd be a great support system for me. And just I'm hoping that works out.
Hi, Brian. Tina Cervasio, Fox 5.
How are you?
Good, very good. Great to talk to you. You mentioned, one of the first things you mentioned is how Daniel Jones was in the building, just like Joe Schoen did the other day. So there's a lot of excitement with your hire from fans because of what you did do with Josh Allen. How do we kind of temper those expectations? What should we expect about your impact on this Giants offense and what you could do with Daniel?
Yeah, we're going to take it day by day. Look, we're not going to make any predictions, and I wouldn't do that to Daniel or really any player. I don't think that's fair to compare him to another guy that I was working with. You know, he's himself. We're going to find out what he does well. We're going to try to implement a system that suits him. And then it's our job to bring pieces in that help him to be the best version of himself and the best quarterback for us. He's got the right mindset. He's got good size. There's a lot of things to like about Daniel. And we'll just take it one day at a time. We'll work with him. We'll help him get better. We'll help him be a better leader. We'll help him be everything. You know, that's our job as a coaching staff and as an organization. It takes everybody. It's not just me. You know, it's the rest of the coaches on our staff. It's the scouts. It's the support staff. It's the ownership group. It takes a lot to raise a quarterback, if you will. You know, and he's been around the block here these last 3 years with some different pieces. we're going to try to give them some stability and just take it from there.
Hey, Brian, Paul Schwartz with the New York Post.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, what do you think? Why are you ready for this now? There's been a trend of the two Super Bowl coaches are both young guys.
Yeah.
Younger. There are older guys. Why do you think this is right in your?
Am I young or old?
What's that?
What am I?
To me, you're young.
I've been doing this for 21 years
Yeah.
in the National Football League, and
That's what I mean.
Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, do you think this is right in your wheelhouse of, the perfect time for you to get a head coaching job?
I don't know if there's ever a perfect time. I've been doing this for 25 years, 21 years in the National Football League. I've been around the block. I've experienced a lot of different things. I've witnessed, different head coaches and how they do things. To sit up here and say that, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. Look, all I know how to do is work with people, try to build a culture, unite a building, inspire players, coaches, support staff, listen, learn, and then ultimately develop the people in our building. And that's not just the players, that's the QCs, that's the people underneath the head trainer. That's what we're going to try to do. Do I feel prepared? Yes. Do I know there'll be some obstacles and challenges? Of course. That's this league. You got to be resilient in this league. Certainly here you got to be resilient, right?
Hey, Brian. Ryan Dunleavy from the New York Post. Obviously, you interviewed for a bunch of jobs. We know that Miami was interested in you. I'm curious, why was this always the top of your list, this job, or was it like there's only 32 of them, I got to take whichever one gets offered to me?
Yeah, well, I interviewed here twice, once over Zoom and once in person. Have a ton of amount of respect for John and Steve and Joe and Chris and really the support staff here. Look, this was a dream come true, and you're talking about the New York Giants, and I understand the challenges with that, and it's just a great opportunity that was afforded to me and my family. We look forward to it. We've been working here for 2 days. We got a long way to go here, but just a historic franchise, and I look forward to being part of it.
Hey, Brian, Tom Rock from Newsday in the back to your left.
Gotcha.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good, the handsome, bald guy with the beard.
You.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
You've worked in a lot of places. Joe was talking a lot about being in lockstep and sharing a philosophy with the head coach and GM. What are the benefits of that, and did that make this more of an enticing job for you than maybe going into another situation with a GM that you may not have had a relationship with?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think there's some foundational pillars that help an organization. It's not necessarily going to make you win. It's hard to win in this league, as we all know. The leadership group between ownership, management, general manager, head coach, I think is a really important piece. And those guys have to be aligned. When you're not aligned, that's when things start going astray. And again, I'm not guaranteeing that we're going to do anything. I just think that alignment is so critical, because when you're aligned, you can communicate well with one another and you can develop a plan. And that plan is going to be important. And we're starting from scratch. There's a lot of things we got to get done. And after that plan, now we're looking to bring in the right kind of people. So to answer your question, yes, I think it's absolutely important that we have shared alignment, shared vision, shared core principles and values of the type of people we want to bring in. Let's not forget, this is a people business too. There's X's and O's, but this is a people business. It's about leading, it's about cultivating, and it's about inspiring. And I'm fortunate that I was offered this job.
Justin Walters, Pix 11, right here down the middle.
Hey, Justin.
Welcome to New York.
Thanks.
While you said you're not making any predictions or promises, you did mention that you do have a good idea how this fan base feels. How much pressure does that put on you and Joe Shane to get this turned around sooner rather than later?
I think we're just going to try to do things the right way. There's pressure with every job in this business. Obviously, we're here in New York. We understand the market, but the pressure is going to be put on ourselves too. We're going to do everything we can do to, like I talked about before, build an organization which we feel is the right way, unite the building, inspire some people, listen, learn, and develop. If you're prepared, the pressure is less. So we're going to do everything we can do to try to put together a good product on and off the field.
Neil Best from Newsday, to your left in the back.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, thanks.
Good.
Obviously, you're aware coming in of the instability in this position the last 6 years or so. In the interview process, did you ask for and/or receive any assurances about, patience from ownership?
No. I had a good conversation with him. I think we got to know one another. The NFL is an unstable world, regardless of where you're at. So your job is to do the best you can do, build relationships, and try to build a good program. And not just, again, it's not about me sitting up here. It's about us collectively as an organization from top to bottom. And, we had really good conversations, not just with the ownership, but with all the support staff, from the training room to the equipment room to the video guys. It takes everybody. And again, there's no guarantees, but if you have people that are in lockstep, that are working together toward a common goal, that are unselfish, that are humble, I think that's the start of something.
Hey, Brian, Bruce Beck, NBC4 New York. Welcome.
Hey, Bruce.
The Bengals won 2 games 2 years ago, 4 games last year, and now they're in the Super Bowl. So why not the Giants? And realistically, can you be a contender quickly?
Yeah, right now I'm just trying to hire staff. You're going to try to get me early on that right now, okay? We're just we'll cross those bridges when we get to it. Obviously, that's impressive, those numbers that you gave me, but let's just start crawling before we walk. Is that good enough for you? Okay.
All right, that's good. Brian Daboll, of course, getting a lot of questions there from the New York media. Also kind of tempering the expectations of a Super Bowl. The reporter kind of translating the same thing what we see with Cincinnati. That is a different beast, but hey, Daboll coming in with 21 years of experience, part of that Bill Belichick tree there in the Patriots, an assistant, won 5 Super Bowls. Not to mention that offense we saw with the Bills, 3rd in points per game in last season. And Josh Allen, we've seen him grow. At some points, you would consider him maybe a top 5, top 3 quarterback over that time. So you got some pieces there, but it starts with the draft. The Giants have to work their way up. Just 4-13 last year, 2 losing seasons under Joe Judge. So you look at it, in the top 10, they got 2 picks, 5th and 7th. You got some young pieces there with Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, Evan Ingram. So as he mentioned there, it starts with the staff, but also building a roster to at least, I would say, a contender in the NFC East, and then we can talk about the conference as a whole.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.